Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Another episode of the Strieger Sports. We're going to look at some of the NFL and college football action this week. Of course, we're going to give you some of our free bets. Emphasis on free. I mean,
You
it
ain't
can't
paying for this. You're not paying to win.
it can't get better than that, folks. Okay, and we'll round it out. Give you a little fantasy advice for this upcoming weekend because I know the playoffs are coming for fantasy. It's probably getting tight, but we'll try to help you out. Do what we can do. Okay, let's get right into it. First game, well, by the time you hear this, this game will be over. Saints at Cowboys. Saints are favored by 8. Over-unders around 53.5. I know I'm going to watch it. I know McAdams is going to be watching it. So,
Oh yeah. We're working on this episode right now, just a little bit before, so we're cutting it close. So we're gonna get through it.
yeah, but if it sounds rushed at the end, don't worry. We're just trying to get done before the game comes on.
But with this game, I think the Saints have this one again. You know, we keep saying it's gonna be a trap game for them, but I think they broke that streak of having a trap game, perhaps.
hmm
And I know the Cowboys. Amari Cooper having a big game last week, and Zeke. I think if they shut Zeke down, that'll solve most of their issues right there. I don't think they'll have any problems, especially offensively. I think they'll go right over the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the Cowboys, at least Lawrence, one of their defensive ends, was talking a little smack this week. I don't know how he's going to back that up, but I'd like the Saints to win by 10 plus, probably cover at least. But
Yeah, they're definitely covering
the
the spread
the
by eight.
the big thing I'll be watching though, like the main key is that New Orleans. They've had the number one rush defense the last few weeks. If they can
hmm
if they can shut down Zeke and Dak, I mean it's game over. They'll probably win by maybe even 20. I don't know.
Yeah, if they can keep if they're calling the right plays on defense, they're like I said, going for the ball, and they shut down Zeke, that's going to be a big hit for them. And I think offensively they'll keep scoring and go right over this spread.
Yeah. I like Saints big in this one.
And I don't know. Honestly, it's hard. I didn't see who or why he was talking smack, but it's hard to do that as one defensive player. When you've got Drew Brees at quarterback who can air that ball out, who even in bad years with no defense could put up 40 points. You got Kamara and Ingram running the ball. You got Taysom Hill who they can throw in. It's not a good combination to talk smack against because Sean Payton will run something and it will make you look like an idiot, and that's how that play will go.
If I remember correctly, he said something along the lines of, "If you come out and punch a motherfucker in the mouth, um, and they're not used to that, you could throw them off their game." I don't know if he may literally punch someone in the mouth. I can't be
Well,
too sure.
he has a lot of people he's gonna have to punch in the mouth on that team if that's his goal,
Yeah,
because there are a lot of big weapons for that team. But that's
yeah,
all I have for the game. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I think the Saints have it easy.
yeah. I'm there with you on that one. So let's look ahead to Sunday now. Bears at Giants. Bears are favored by around 4.5. Over unders around 45. It's looking like Trubisky won't play this game. Chase Daniel will probably get another start, but I don't even think Trubisky's like practiced this week. So who knows what his health is looking like going into the playoffs. I kind of like the under on this. It's at 45, which is kind of a low number, but I just don't see a lot of points being scored. I could see the Chicago D getting a defensive touchdown possibly. But I think the Bears will easily cover a 4.5 point spread.
Yeah, I think the Bears defense is gonna be able to stop the Giants after what they've shown the Giants cannot do. I don't think they'll have any problems shutting them down. But I don't see it being a very high scoring game. Chase Daniels did an okay job, pretty good job last week. Um, but I wouldn't say they're going to put up over 45 combined. But I think the Bears defense will be able to shut down the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Daniel just doesn't have to screw up. If he doesn't screw up, he can just rely on the defense to carry him through this week. But if he starts, making some costly errors, I could see the Giants possibly getting close and making it a competitive game.
Yeah, it'll definitely be. It depends, like we said last week. Some of the big plays can make a game, and a couple turnovers could make a big difference for the Giants.
So next we got Cardinals at Packers. Packers are favored by right now it's at 14.5. Over unders around 44.5. That's a pretty big spread for the Packers. I mean, yeah, they're playing the Cardinals, who they're pretty trash. I'll say it, but that's a pretty big spread to be beaten. I mean, if you're making it that big, you're just asking me to bet on the Cardinals, you know. But
Yeah, I
I won't be
I don't
bullied. I won't be bullied by this. I will
I
not bet
don't
on this game, but I know the Packers will win.
yeah, I don't have a doubt that the Packers will win. I don't think they're going to beat the spread though. They have just been the way I've been seeing them play the last few weeks, and you know just the whole situation with Rodgers looking like he's out there just half-assing the game, and Aaron Jones trying to carry their rushing. I don't see him beating the spread. I mean, I know it's the Cardinals, like you said, but I don't think they're gonna beat that.
Mm-mm.
I think they'll win, but maybe by a I don't even know if they can put up points, but they're definitely not going over. They're not going over. They're not gonna. Both teams combined is not gonna score that many points. I just don't see it.
I could see Aaron Rodgers throwing a few touchdowns on their D, maybe 3.
Maybe I don't know. He just looks like he doesn't care anymore. But maybe it's just I don't think it's gonna be a 14.5 point game.
No, I'm not
Definitely
gonna.
not
I'm
14
not.
and a half because I don't know how the hell they'd score a half a point. But
I'm not throwing money on it. All right, they're asking me to bet on the Cardinals, and I don't trust them that much, so I'm not touching it. All right,
that's fair. Fair. Don't fall for it.
don't pressure me. You can't pressure me.
Moving on.
Yeah. So next we got Colts at Jaguars. Colts are favored by 5. Over/unders around 47.5. So news this week: Blake Bortles got benched. Cody Kessler's starting. Leonard Fournette is suspended for this game because of his brawl last week with the Bills. So the Colts should win this easily. I could see them winning it by maybe even 20. Like, they're just on that big of a roll, so I would definitely consider taking them to cover. I would I don't know about the over-under, though. I'd stay away from that, but I would definitely think the Colts will cover this game.
Yeah, I don't understand how the Colts got a 5 point. What's the word I'm looking for here, Clark?
Cover.
They're favored by 5. Yeah, cover. Yeah, but the Packers have 14 and a half. I don't understand. I think the Colts are easily going to take the Jaguars in this game with them out, and they're on a roll. They got some momentum behind them. I'd say it's an easy bet to say they're going to at least win by a touchdown. Throw some money on them winning by at least a touchdown.
I may even throw a lot of money on that game because I'm just that confident in them.
I mean, I don't. They got momentum behind them. It's the Jaguars, and it's gonna. I think it's an easy bet to win some money on.
Yeah, definitely. So next we got Cleveland at Houston. Houston's favored by 4. Over/unders at 45. This for me is kind of like the low-key game of the week. Honestly, I think this one will be very entertaining because the Browns, they're what are they 4-6-1, not having a great year, but that's a pretty good year by Cleveland standards. And then Houston's won, I think, 8 in a row.
Yep, 8. Actually, it's actually a record for them in franchise history, longest win streak.
Yeah, so they're both coming in pretty hot. It could go either way, honestly, but I think it's too close for me to put money on personally. But if I had to pick, I would say Texans by a touchdown.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would. I don't know how great of a game it's going to be, but I think it's also another one of those games you can win some money on here.
Yeah, I'd stay away from it if that's just my personal opinion. Okay,
I would say you got to.
But I mean, yeah. I'm saying, folks, if you got the money if you got the money to throw it. Like, do it.
Just throw it right at your computer screen.
I mean, yeah, do what you want. I mean, it's your money. Next, we got Panthers at Buccaneers. Panthers are favored by 4 right now. Over/unders at 56. Tampa's D's god awful. Okay, I think we can all agree on that, can't we?
Yeah, just not good. Well, I'm trying to figure out what are they ranked. Let me find that real quick for you.
I'm pretty sure they're last or in the bottom 5.
27.
Yeah, I could guarantee they're in the bottom 5.
27. So
yeah.
There's that.
So pretty bad. But I could see it turning into a high-scoring affair because Tampa, they usually get some pretty big plays. I know at least they did when they were playing Fitzpatrick. I'm sure that they still have the same offensive weapons they do as when Jameis is in. But, I could see it turning into high-scoring affair if Carolina's defense starts giving up those big plays, gives them a little momentum.
Like offensively and passing-wise, the Buccaneers throw for a lot of yards. And so if they can get some passes going, they could put up some points. But they're not good.
No, not.
But there could definitely be some yards. But the Panthers, got to come back. I think the Panthers have this by, I'd say at least a touchdown, though. I think defensively they can stop them and win by that.
Yeah, I could see it. I think Jameis will throw 2 interceptions, possibly more. Okay. Carolina covers, but I wouldn't rule it out. If Carolina starts giving up some big plays, I could see the Buccaneers getting a little momentum and thinking, yeah, we can hang with these guys. And I could see them possibly, at least covering because their Panthers projected to win on the road by 4. And it is still on the road. In Carolina, they're 1-5 on the road. So I wouldn't be too safe about that.
Yeah, that could be one thing, though. I mean, they have, they're on a three-game losing streak right now. And like we said, I think last week, or not last week, last episode, the Panthers have been struggling. You were very high on them at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right, and that quickly faded. So, the Buccaneers, you may get out there and they may, like you said, that it's a very good possibility they get some momentum behind them.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's going to have to score a lot of points if they want to win, though. So if you're thinking Tampa Bay may win, I'd take the over on that too.
I would agree.
Next, we got Bills at Miami. Miami's favored by 5. Over/unders at 40. This might be a snooze fest, quite honestly, for me. Like, you could sleep through the game, you probably won't miss much. I think
big plays.
No, I think Miami will win to keep their name in the playoff race because right now they're still in the playoff race technically, but they're a pretender, not a real contender. So I think Ryan Tannehill has a pretty good day against Buffalo's D, and I think the Dolphins win.
Yeah, I can see the Dolphins winning, but the problem that I have with this game and putting money on it I would stay away from the over/under, just because it always worries me when it gets it. Because if the Dolphins decide to put up some points, or the Bills decide to have some run for a few points, even if they get a couple touchdowns, you could really be pushing it close there on the over/under. Honestly, I wouldn't even bother to really watch the game too much because I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of anything exciting.
No,
I think you're going to see a whole lot of mistakes and bad plays in this game.
Yeah, I can see a very high possibility of that.
I'm not saying like a whole bunch of interceptions and such, but I'm saying just why would you run that right there, or what were you doing kind of plays.
Yeah, I could definitely see that as well.
But personally, I'd stay away from the over/under on this one, in my opinion. I know you're like, well, that's a lot. I mean, it's 40 points, but you get a couple touchdowns here, and the Dolphins on a run for some reason, and you could be cutting it close.
True, you do have a point. So next we got Broncos at Cincinnati. Okay. Broncos are favored by 4.5. Over/unders at 43. Cincinnati D is I would say they're worse than Tampa Bay's D right now, honestly.
Yeah, not good at all.
No, they're getting torched on a consistent basis. Broncos have I think they're gonna take advantage of this easier schedule they have in the back part of the season. The home stretch, and to make this playoff push. This is almost a guaranteed that the Denver will win this game and cover that spread. Because Cincinnati, I mean, Andy Dalton's out too, so they're on. I think Jeffrey Driscoll. So that's I would say it's easy money betting that game. I mean, Broncos will win by 10+. I think.
Yeah, I think it's an easy one right there. I'd put some money on that. Broncos coming off a big win. Bengals are just not doing. They're just not. And so I think I'd agree with you. I could easily see the Broncos winning by 10+ points. I'll have them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think that's over 10
the
points.
Bengals defense, I don't think they're going to get stopped too much within field goal. I think they're going to. No, is it really? What is that? 7 + 7 is 14, and 14 comes after 10. Yeah, that's right. I like the Broncos in this one easy.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy consensus. So next we got Baltimore at Atlanta. It started out as a pick-em because nobody really knew if Joe Flacco was gonna return. But I think the Falcons are favored by 1 or 2 right now. So yeah, the over/under's at 49. So Lamar's gonna start. We don't know how bad Joe Flacco's hip is hurt. I think it's his hip, but he's not playing this game. I think this game will probably come down to Atlanta's offense versus Baltimore's defense. Did you know Atlanta's offense, they struggled against the Saints last week. I would
Mm-hmm.
say turning the ball over, and Baltimore's defense is, I would say, top 10 in the league, so it's pretty good. It's going to
Yeah,
come
they
down to
definitely have
that
a good
battle.
defense.
Yeah, so, but I think Baltimore, their run game really run the ball a lot. I think they'll run for over 200 yards this game, but I wouldn't rule the Falcons out just because they can throw the ball around and score touchdowns pretty quickly if they need to.
Yeah, the problem with the Falcons that really help them out in this game if they're wanting to win is they're going to have to get some. They're going to have to get their rushing up. Passing wise, that is going to be their strong point of the game. Matt Ryan can go out there consistently and accurately throw the ball around. So if they're going to make a run, it's going to be him, passing the ball down the field. But I feel like in the beginning of the game, they're going to have to get some kind of balanced offense trying to go so that they don't try to blitz every time and put him under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Baltimore's defense. I could see Matt Ryan throwing for over 300 yards, but
Yeah,
also
easy.
throwing probably 2 interceptions.
That will be the thing. I think he's thrown how many? He's thrown five interceptions this season, 24 touchdowns.
So not
So
terrible, but still.
I could see one, but I mean, he is.
But I mean,
But you have
they don't count all the turnovers that way. I mean, he completed it to 3 wide receivers last week, and they fumbled it.
that's true.
But I would lean towards Baltimore in this game, honestly, just because they have that powerful run game. They can control the clock. I would lean towards them slightly.
I kind of want to say the Falcons this game. After coming off a loss and stuff, and if it comes down to, even though they can control the clock, if they give Matt Ryan enough time at the end, I think he'll be able to, throw that ball down if it comes to a close game, and get that field goal or get that touchdown to push him into the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that also too. I mean, it's honestly might be too close to call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would personally stay away from it.
Yeah, I might stay away from it. Who knows?
Who knows? You can't be pressured.
Not at all, not at all. So next we got Rams at Lions. Rams are favored by 10. Over-unders at 54.5. This game, I think it'll be high scoring. I would say it hits the over pretty easily. The Lions D is really iffy. Like last week against the Bears, I didn't think they did terrible per se, but they've had some games where they just got totally destroyed. But in the end, I think the Rams should probably win easily, and I would say they cover. Win by maybe 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have any problems covering the spread at all. The Rams' offense is still very impressive, even though, like I mentioned plenty of times, with Kupp out. But I could see him, 54.5? I could see it turn into that, but I don't know if the Lions will be able to. But I guess they may be able to, but I don't know if they'll be able to put up enough to cover it with the Rams. I think the Rams won't have a problem putting up,
35 or so.
High 30s, 30, yeah, mid to, I guess it'd be mid exactly, but high 30s. It just depends how well their defense plays against the Lions. But I definitely take them beating the spread on this one. They're definitely going to win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. So we can agree on that. So next we got Chiefs at Raiders. Chiefs are favored by 15. Over-unders at 55.5. I'll be honest with you, this one could get nasty. Like it could be really bad. Like Chiefs win by 20 plus, so it could get pretty nasty. I wouldn't watch it if you're a Raiders fan, and you'll just be watching murder. I seriously think Kansas City could maybe drop 60 this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about the game. The Raiders don't stand a chance. The Chiefs are going to just roll over them. So
yeah, no doubt. I'm all in on Kansas City covering though at 15.
Me too.
Alrighty, so next
throw your money.
Throw the money?
Throw the money.
Oh, I will not be pressured. So next we got Jets Titans. Titans are favored by 9.5. Over-unders at 40.5. Jets are in complete disarray this year, but you saw them hang tough with the Patriots last week. I would say, Patriots still covered, but they gave the Patriots a little competition,
Mm-hmm.
But what do you have to consider when we're talking about the Titans, McAdams?
The old roller coaster effect.
And for that reason, Titans will win. I think they could possibly beat the spread too.
Yeah, I can see the Titans winning. The Jets, like we said last week, are completely fading away. So I don't see them standing really much of a chance. The spread is kind of iffy for me, but Definitely take the Titans on this one. Over under wise, I could see it going over. I could see them putting up 20 points each.
Yeah, that's a real possibility. So next we got Vikings at Patriots. Patriots are favored by 6. Over-unders at 48.5. I think this should be a good game also. Patriots have been playing down to the level of their opponents, not necessarily down, possibly up too. Like last week, I think they kind of played down to the Jets level, and that's kind of why it was close. But this one could be a toss-up. But if there's any doubt, I would always take Brady over Cousins in this scenario. So for that reason, give me Patriots. I'm not sure if they'll exactly cover. I could see it coming down to a field goal possibly.
I'm gonna get wild on this one, Clark. Like I said last week or last episode. Damn it! I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm surprised that kind of compare them to the Steelers and such, that they're 8-3, but they do have Gronk back. That helped them out, and last week they didn't play so well. But for some reason, I'm just feeling, I'm feeling Kirk Cousins. I'm feeling him in the Vikings this week, and I'm gonna take them.
Ooh, that might come back to bite you.
It may be a $5 betting kind of thing, but this year he has had statistically a better season than Brady.
If it comes down to it, I'll still take Brady over Cousins. No question.
It's not even all about that. I'm not saying he's a better quarterback, but I'm just putting it on. With Thielen and him, I'm just taking him. The Patriots have just been kind of iffy this year. We said it last episode, and I feel like they're going to play down, and let the Vikings give a chance, and they're going to try to come in and win this game.
Okay, I mean that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. So
it's New England's only. They're 8-3. Minnesota's 6-4-1. But the Patriots have not played an 8-3 season really, in my opinion.
I could see where you're coming at with that.
You literally compared them to the Steelers last episode. You agreed with me.
All right, I see what you're saying. I'm not exactly sure about the prediction for the game, but
Well, I think Vikings defense is going to put up a little bit of a fight against the Patriots offense.
Okay, I see. I could see it going either way, quite honestly, but
I understand why you're saying playing it safe. I get that, and I said I'm taking a risk on it, but I would like to see that. I would, just for I'm not saying go out and bet. Do not put all your money on that game. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
That it would be interesting, and I could see it happening.
Yeah. So next we got 49ers at Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 10. Over-unders at 46. Seattle's getting better every week, I think. Because they consistently continue to impress me. The 49ers are struggling to score. In the last 4 of their 7 games, they've scored 18 or less. So for that reason, I like the Seahawks big. Seahawks have consistently played well against the 49ers the last few years. So I like Seahawks to cover too.
Yeah, the Seahawks, they're defensively, offensively, it's fun to watch them play, and it's not so fun to watch the 49ers play. And so easily I've got the Seahawks with you. I'm expecting to win by 14, 17 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Over under, I'm not real sure about. Honestly, I'm going to take the under on this one.
Yeah, I'd probably lean that way too for right now.
If you're going to put anything on that, if you're feeling like you want to, I'd go under on that one.
I'd take the Seahawks
being
covering.
A 27-13 game.
Yeah, I could see that too.
That's about where I'm predicting that game at.
Okay. I feel you. So for Sunday Night Football, we got Chargers at Steelers. Steelers are favored by 3 right now. Over-unders at 51.5. This is the game of the week. I'll say it. Do you agree?
Yeah, the Chargers have had an excellent season. The Steelers and Big Ben and his big head out there playing. It's like a 12th man on the field. I think it's going to be an excellent game.
Mm-hmm. Right now, if the playoffs started today, this would be, I think, the number 4 versus 5 seed in the AFC. Yeah, Pittsburgh is 14-1 straight up in their last 15 night games, all right? And this is at nighttime. Chargers D is doing good. I'll give them that credit. But I don't think they've really played that great a competition, quite honestly, so far. Yeah, they might have played a few good games, but they haven't played near the competition, I think, that their people make their record out to be. Did you see the Big Ben quote this week?
I did not inform.
He said something along the lines of, I know I'm throwing interceptions, but I'm still going to keep throwing them. Classic Big Ben.
It had to be a typo. Like we talked about him and his phone, and he probably fucked up.
He
probably just
he
fucked
probably
up.
wasn't even asked like a question about that. Like Big Ben, any
He was
special
probably still
plans for the
high he was
holidays?
probably still high.
Big
He's
Ben,
probably
any
still high.
special plans for the holidays? I know I'm throwing a lot of interceptions, but I'm still gonna keep slinging it.
Yeah, I'm going with he was still high from Denver.
I'm not. I wouldn't rule it out. But anyways, I'll take the Steelers to cover by 3.5. I would take them to win. I just like that 14-1 straight up in the last 15 night games. That's hard to argue against. So I'll take Steelers.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on this one, Clark. I think it's gonna be a hell of a game to watch too. Just like you said, definitely gonna take. I'm taking the over on this one. If I'm betting on something safe, I'm taking the over.
So final game of the week, Monday Night Football, Redskins Eagles. Eagles are favored by 6.5. Over unders at 44. Redskins made a kind of bold move this week, signing Reuben Foster after he was let go from the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at his rap sheet for just 2018 alone. I'm pretty sure there's 5 or 6 involvements with the law in just this year.
Just traffic stops, tail lights and stuff. Nothing big.
Yeah, so so he's pretty dependable, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real. But he's been dependable on the field.
I mean,
You can't take it away
argue
from him.
against that.
You can't argue that. Hard to argue, like you like to say.
But he's like on the commissioner's exempt list right now, so he can't practice or play. So I don't know what the move is with him. But that was just a little Redskins update, Reuben Foster update for this game.
Both these it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and you know who the fat lady is.
Yep. So for this game, I think both these teams are pretty bad at defending the pass. So I like Wentz more than I like McCoy in this game. And for that reason, I'll take the Eagles and possibly watch that over. I could see the Eagles putting up maybe 28-35 in this game. Just because I don't. Washington's pass defense is very injured. I mean, Philadelphia's is too, but I like Wentz more than McCoy.
Yeah, against the Redskins defense, it's going to be hard just because I say it can't be the Wentz show. But if I'm betting safe on this one, trying to make a little money, make a little dinner money, I'm going to take the Eagles definitely covering the spread there. Just because, like you said, Wentz can get things done. I think it's hard against other teams. Of course, bigger and better teams. But I think against the Redskins, I think he can do it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't completely disagree on the over/under. It's something I'm going to stay away from, but it could be something to win a little money on if you're listening to Clark. If you like Clark's advice, I'd take it.
Yeah, so, it's just something to watch, something to think about. So that's all the NFL preview for this week. Let's jump into some college football. So, some big college football news this week. First, Mack Brown got hired at North Carolina, so that's a pretty big pickup. I think it's a good hire, honestly. Mack Brown wasn't the greatest coach at Texas in the last few years he was there, but he does know how to get significant money from boosters. Like he did that very well at Texas, so I think he'll do the same thing at North Carolina. And something else, Cliff Kingsbury got fired from Texas Tech after I think it was his 3rd consecutive losing season. I think whoever picks him up right now, I'm hearing rumors that USC is looking at him, possibly picked him up so far. Could be, in my opinion, the hire of the year because he's just an offensive guru. He would serve as a great offensive coordinator. He could even be the great offensive coordinator in the NFL. So that's just something to watch. Now, this weekend's college football championship weekend, big weekend. First, we'll talk about Pac-12. We got number 17 Utah versus number 11 Washington. Washington's favored by 6. Over-unders at 44.5. For this game, I like Jake Browning. I think he's better than Utah's quarterback. Utah's starting quarterback and running back from the last time they played they're out for the year with injury. Washington won earlier in the year 21-7. But I think Washington's gotten better throughout the year, and they reaffirmed that last week when I watched them play Washington State in that blizzard. So for that reason, I like Washington to win and cover this game. So next we got Big 12 Championship, number 14 Texas versus number 5 Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 7.5, but I've seen it trending upward today, so it may continue to rise. The over-under is 79. This is the rematch of the Red River rivalry where Texas won 48-45 earlier in the year. But Oklahoma's defense sucks, but just as bad as their defense sucks, their offense makes up for it that much with Kyler Murray. Like, this offense is something. It's insane. I think I saw that Kyler Murray's putting up better stats this year than Baker Mayfield did in his Heisman year. So that's just the level that he's playing on. Like, it's unbelievable, but he has to keep Oklahoma in the game. Just because they played Texas earlier, they kind of figured each other out, I think. I think Oklahoma wins this one by, I could see a touchdown, possibly 2. So I would keep your eye on them to possibly make the college football playoff now. Next, we got the American Athletic Conference Championship. We got Memphis versus number 8 UCF. UCF's favored by 3. Over-under's at 64.5. So UCF's going to be without McKenzie Milton because after his horrific knee injury, I heard they're going to have to do reconstructive knee surgery on him. So he's out for quite a bit of time, possibly career ender. But I think because of that, UCF's going to come out motivated to win the game for him. But so just because of that motivation is going to play a big part in beating Memphis. So I like UCF in a pretty close game. I could see them win by a field goal like the spread, so it could possibly push. But I think it'll be under 10. I'll say that much. Next, we got the SEC Championship. Number 1 Alabama versus number 4 Georgia. Alabama's favored by 13.5. Over-unders at 64. This is a rematch of the national championship last year. Great game. It was very enjoyable to watch. Overtime, Tua came in, delivered. Alabama's kind of the kingpin of college football right now. They're kind of blowing everyone out. Nobody's really doubting them at all, and they'll continue to be the kingpin after this game. I think they'll possibly beat Georgia. In fact, I would put some good money Alabama straight up beats Georgia, because Nick Saban doesn't lose to former assistants. But I think Georgia's going to make it closer than 13.5. I could see them losing I could see a touchdown. So you might also consider Georgia, even though they just lost to Alabama, and that's the big thing, because they're at number 4, Alabama's at 1. If this is the college football playoff, Georgia would play Alabama. So this is the key thing for Georgia, that if they somehow lose this game and somehow maintain 4th, they'd have to play Alabama 2 times in a row, which is kind of fucked up, quite honestly. So, it's win or go home for them pretty much in this game. But I don't think they'll win, so I'd put money straight up on Alabama, but I think Georgia possibly covers this one. Next, we got the Mountain West Championship, number 25 Fresno State versus number 22 Boise State. Boise State's favored by 3. Over-unders at 50.5. Fresno State has the better defense, all right? But Boise State's offense has been improved since their last meeting earlier in the year. So for that reason, I like Boise State's blue field. That blue field's pretty damn cool. So for that reason, give me Boise State to cover and win this game and win the Mountain West Championship. And next, we got Big Ten Championship, number 21 Northwestern versus number 6 Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 14.5. Over-unders at 60.5. Ohio State, they're kind of desperate right now. They have to hope Oklahoma loses, because if Oklahoma wins, I don't see Ohio State making the playoff unless somehow the committee sees it a different way, which is probably possible because I'm not on the committee. Because it's not looking like they'll leapfrog Oklahoma if Oklahoma wins and Ohio State wins. So I think Ohio State should win this game handily. But, Northwestern's been very surprising at times so far this year. So I think it could be a lot closer than people think. And if it's going to be close late, I could possibly see Northwestern kind of pulling off an upset. And for the final game of the college football weekend, we got ACC Championship, Clemson, Pitt. Clemson's favored by 26.5. Over-unders at 53.5. There's no question Clemson should win this pretty easily. Because I think they're the best bet to possibly beat Alabama this year. They got that spread offense and a pretty good defense, which would make for a very good matchup with Alabama. And I think they have the key parts to beat Alabama, so I'm kind of just looking forward to a Clemson-Alabama national championship game, most likely. So that's it for all the college football this week. Now it's time. Are you ready, McAdams?
No, let's hit it.
Alrighty, folks, it's that time. We're giving you our free bets of the week, all right? You know the drill. Call your bookie. Text him, email him, send a letter to him, or better yet, just get on a computer, type out an email to him, or get on something like MyBookie or DraftKings, something like that, where you can bet online, all right? Because we're going to give you free advice to make free money, all right? Just listen to us, okay? Listen to us. Are they listening, McAdams?
I hope so. Here we
All
go.
right.
It's gonna be some good stuff.
Alrighty, let's get into it. For my underdog pick of the week, like we were talking about earlier, I could see the Buccaneers beating Panthers, all right? Straight up.
Yeah, for mine, I'm gonna kind of contradict what I said earlier to a degree. I said I agreed with you. Then I decided I didn't agree with you. So I don't know why. I agreed somewhat. My underdogs for the week here, I got the Chargers.
Ooh.
I've been liking the way their offense has been playing. I think Big Ben's gonna make some turnovers, as he even said himself. So he's gonna keep throwing them. I'm gonna throw the money at the Chargers.
Okay. I kind of like that one too. It was a little appealing to me. So for my
Just listen to
spread,
Big Ben.
so for my spread pick of the week, I got the Seahawks -10 versus 49ers. This should be no question. They should easily win by 10 or more against the 49ers. So what's your spread pick of the week, McAdams?
I got the Saints over the Cowboys, beating the spread. I think they're going to easily win by more than a touchdown, maybe 10 points. Could be more. It just really depends how many points the Cowboys put up. I don't think they'll have any problem beating them, but it depends how easily they shut down, Zeke and stuff, and shut their offense down.
Yeah, it'll be something to watch. So for my over pick, surprise, surprise, I got Buffalo, Miami over 40. Okay, hey, bear with me.
Okay, all right.
I can see Dolphins putting up points, but I guess Bills wouldn't surprise me if they dropped about 22. So it's a low over under. It's a low over under. Just asking me to take it, so I took it.
My over under for the week's gonna be Chargers and Steelers. I think Big Ben's gonna throw for some yards. He's gonna throw some touchdowns, and I think it's gonna be over 50 points. I could easily see him putting up 27 points around there apiece, 27, 30, something like that.
I'm with you on that one. Okay.
So that's mine.
Okay, so for my under of the week, I got Colts Jaguars under 47.5. Cody Kessler's starting. They don't have Leonard Fournette. Jaguars aren't going to score many. If this hits the over, it's because the Colts score over 30. Okay, So I would definitely take that as my under of the week.
My under for the week here is going to be Bears Giants under. I don't know how you feel about it, just a little bit, but that's confidently I think they're going to be under 45.
Yeah, I could see that because Bears defense probably won't allow the Giants to score much. Bears, their offense is kind of struggling too, so it's kind of an appealing bet, I would say.
I'm looking at I feel like a 5-5 week here, 5 for 5. Y'all put it down. Y'all can make some money on this right here. Me and Clark gonna go over 500 once again.
Yes, sir. My lock of the week. Listen up. Chiefs -15 versus the Raiders. They're gonna win by 20. Okay. It's always safe to bet against the Raiders this year. Wouldn't you agree, McAdams?
It would be.
So,
It would a very safe bet, so.
So, let me help you bet against the Raiders for the Chiefs to cover. Very easy to do, okay? So, McAdams, what's your lock of the week?
Mine here is going to be, I've got the Rams winning by more than 10. I got them covering the spread easily here this week.
Okay, I could see that too.
I'm gonna lock it in. I mean, it's not as safe. I understand. I was trying to get out there. I was trying to, flirt with it a little bit and let it see how it plays.
Oh yeah, I feel you on that one. So that's our bets of the week. Now it's time. We're just gonna give you some fantasy advice to also help you because we love helping you people that listen to this. Okay, we love helping you. That's our number one job. So for our fantasy week, I'm starting Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz. Okay. Russell Wilson playing 49ers, he should probably run for, I would say, close to 100 yards, throw for over 200, so that's a pretty good week. I would say 3 or 4 touchdowns, okay? Kind of a bold prediction. And then I like Carson Wentz. Redskins D, decimated, struggling right now. He could easily throw for 300 too. So, McAdams, who are you starting this week?
Getting a little risky, but I'm going to start Matt Ryan. I think he's going to go out there and he's going to have to throw. So I think he's going to get completions. I think he's going to get touchdowns. They don't stand a chance. They're not going to be able to rush the ball. So he's going to go out there and throw the ball to try to win that game.
That's funny because for my sit-em, I have Matt Ryan.
Well, all right. Well,
I mean, I like Baltimore's D. They're good. They're real. I could see Matt Ryan. They'll get behind and he'll have to throw and make some risky decisions, and I think he'll end up costing them, possibly throwing a few picks. And I could see him scoring under 10 fantasy points this week.
I don't see it this week, my man, but to each their own.
So who's your sitting him?
My sit-em this week, this week I'm still sitting Gronk this week. Last week I regretted it. He'd got me a few more points. Questionable again, back and neck and spine and legs and everything's pretty much hurt on him. So I'm going to sit him against the Vikings. I got Trey Burton in. He's been doing pretty solid overall for the Bears. So I'm going to keep him in, and I'm going to sit Gronk.
Okay, so you think it was just a fluke of last week?
Well, he came in and played healthy. He's just, every time before the first of the season, he started out poorly for me, just fantasy-wise. I mean, he had a couple good games, but he wasn't awful. And then he went out on me, then he came back, and then he did okay, and then he was out again. And so I just don't know if I fully trust him yet.
Is this just
which
like
is a shame being Rob?
Just like a grudge you have against Gronk?
No, I'm not saying that, but he's been questionable. So some games he's out more, he doesn't get as many touches. He's hurting, and he's not playing to his full potential. And I thought, Gronk's gonna get the ball usually, and that's when I picked him up. That wasn't a problem with him and Brady, but he's just, I think, his questionability of going in and him possibly having to go out because he's hurt is the problem. It's not a grudge against him. I think he's an excellent tight end, but his back and ankle, which is what it is actually, not his neck, is the problem. So that's what worries me. One wrong hit and he could go out. One wrong turn on the ankle and he's out for the rest of the game. Where he's got maybe started off hot, but it doesn't do no good if he can't play the rest of the game.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from now. So for my sleeper, I got two: Austin Eckler and Matthew Stafford. Eckler, Melvin Gordon's week to week with his MCL sprain. Eckler's averaging more yards per touch than Gordon is, which is kind of impressive. I've had him on my fantasy team all year, and he's done me pretty good. Okay, but they're sleeping on him. I mean, I think he's gonna really go off this week against the Steelers. And Matthew Stafford, he's playing the Rams D. I don't think the Rams D's. I think it could possibly be overrated. I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. So I could see him throwing for 300 easy. That's just my sleepers of the week.
Yeah, so for my sleepers of the week, I actually didn't get into looking. I was pretty happy with my lineup, whether we agree or not here. And so I didn't look for anybody that I thought was going to have a good week against somebody. I could have just for this, but if I'm not going to go out and change it, I'm not going to tell you guys to go out and change it.
That's a very nice thing to do.
That's a very honest thing. If I don't think they're going to do better than who's sitting on my bench, but you may not have it. So I guess I should have checked out sleepers for some of you guys, but I wasn't confident enough my lineup, and I've got some people that may not, but I have enough trust in them that I think you should trust me.
Alrighty, well, I think that's about it. Anything else to add, McAdams?
Go Saints!
Yeah, one more thing. 6ix9ine, the artist, I think he dropped an album today. I listened to a little bit of it. I thought it was gonna be trash. It's not too bad. All right, I'll say I don't support him in his decisions he makes, but there's some bangers on there. So it's the weekend. You might want to check it out. Just check it out.
I don't know about bangers.
What do you want me to call them? Slappers? They slap, man.
I mean, they're all right. I mean, everybody, he dropped an album. A guy at work today dropped his shit on the back of the toilet all over the handle. Everybody drops something in their life.
Okay, I think you need to back off with that criticism. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with more episodes. So, we'll see you then.
Peace.